What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Crystal. This is Crystal's Next Chapter, and today we are going to be jumping into a book haul. In the year of 2025, I don't think I purchased a single book. I was gifted a couple. I found a few for free in little libraries, but I did not purchase a single book in 2025. That changed pretty much the first week of 2026. And it wasn't like I was on a book buying ban. I just was in a massive reading slump, so I wasn't really buying or reading any books because I was not on a lot of the book communities, and so I wasn't like having it thrust in front of me, making me really want to read it. In 2026, I have had some time where I am going to get out of the house with the twins and trying to do things, and I'm spending a lot of time in middle of the night doom scrolls. And so I went a little bit over the top in the month of January, and this is all the books that I acquired just in the month of January alone. I went from 0 books in the whole year of 2025 to a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 books in the month of January 2026. To be fair, a large number of these were all from one person who was having a sale on Facebook. But let's dive on in and find out what I've purchased in the year of 2026 so far, my reading haul from the month of January. Oh, we have a baby who's just woken up and wants to join us. One moment. Okay, Ollie is currently sick at the moment, and so his nap lasted a total of like 20 minutes. But that's okay, he can join us for the fun. Let's do this in no particular order because I don't have time to order them with one hand. I'll just grab them off the stacks and we'll start going through. This first one I picked up at a free little library, and then since picking it up, I've had multiple people tell me it's shit, but I'll find out for myself. And that is Need Me by Tessa Bailey. I have read a couple of the Tessa Baileys and really enjoyed them. They're fun, quick, easy romance reads with a little bit of smut in there. They're nothing special, they're nothing fantastic, but I usually have an okay time with them. So I'm gonna give it a try. We will see if it's like a hit or miss, because 3 of hers have been hit and 1 have been missed so far that I've read of hers. So we'll see. I know that this is book 2 in a trilogy, and normally I wouldn't be able to read them out of order, so I will have to read the first one first, which I think is Chase Me. I want to say Chase Me. It's about 3 broke and beautiful roommates, and this is Need Me, which I think is the second one. So Need Me follows Honey Peribo, and she's traded in her cowboy boots for stilettos and left her small Kentucky town to attend Columbia University. She never expected to find a dirt cheap apartment or 2 new best friends. Honey is no stranger to hard work, and her sole focus is a medical degree. Of course, they're always medical students. Until she sees newly minted Professor Ben Dawson, and her concentration is hijacked. Honey is fascinated by her gorgeous young English professor and vows to find a crack in the tweed-wearing, glass-clad exterior. While at an off-campus party, an accident leads Ben in a dark, locked closet with a sexy-sounding Southern belle, and their chemistry is explosive. But when he discovers that that girl in his arms is the same beautiful college student he can't stop thinking about, he is stunned. Yet, no matter how hard he tries, Ben can't stay away from Honey. When his attempts to fight their attraction nearly ruin the best thing that ever happened to him, Ben will do anything to prove how much he needs her. Rinse and repeat type romance. Sometimes what I need, so I feel it'll be good. I also don't have many green books left on my shelf, so this would be good if I have a green cover pop-up for Pickpop. These next 3 are all trophies for my shelves. I have read them all already. 13 by Stephen Kavanaugh, freaking title, what's it called? The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, and Colleen Hoover's Verity, but all of my copies had been lent out and destroyed, so I had to replace them. So 3 copies back on the shelf. This next one was to help complete a collection, and that is Clan of the K-Bear series by Jean M. Auel. I've read 1, 2, and 3. This is 5. I had book 5, but not in the editions that matched my others, so I got this just so that I have the matching edition. So I'll be throwing out or unhauling the hardback that I have and completing my paperback, UK paperback versions. I picked these up at an op shop, and I had them pretty much because I thought I sometimes have a middle grade vibe. I sometimes have a time when I need to just read something short, quick, and sweet. And so I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the Impossible Quest series by Katie Forsyth. I've read some of Katie Forsyth's adult stuff, really enjoyed it. It gave me very much Del Toro Quest vibes, so I picked it up. We're going to give it a shot. It was like 50 cents a book, so if I don't like them after reading book 1 and 2 or whatever, I can just unhaul them, and if not, my nephews, nieces, or even my future children might like them, so they're not going to go to total waste. Now, Ollie, are you going to let me put you down, because you're getting very heavy on my wrist? What do you reckon? You have a little play on the floor? Okay, you'll probably hear him down there, but at least then I have free up. This next stack were all from the same person on Facebook Marketplace, and I couldn't walk away from these because she was selling them for $10 each. They're all brand new. They have not been read, touched, or anything. They were shelf trophies for her after she'd read them on her Kindle. And that is an entire collection, well, not entire because she has more books than this, but a large collection of Frida McFadden books. So I'll go through and show you which ones they are. I'm not going to tell you what each individual one is about because a lot of her plots are fairly similar or cross-reactive, but they're all thrillers. But I have loved Frida McFadden. I discovered her in 2025. She was some of the only 5-star books I had in 2025. So when I saw this entire collection was up for sale at $10 a pop, I could not turn away. So we have The Crash, The Tenant, The Boyfriend, Ward D, The Surrogate Mother, The Teacher, The Co-worker, The Inmate, which I have read and gave 5 stars, and The Housemates. The Housemaid is Watching. Now, I think The Housemaid is Watching may or may not actually be part of its own series, so I will need to look into that further before I read it, but I'm excited to jump into some of these in 2026. And if I don't read a single one of these in 2026, someone come back and remind me. This next book was to update a series I had on my shelf. You can probably see it down here. It is The Wise Man's Fear. I have The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear, but they're in different editions, and I was able to find The Wise Man's Fear in the same edition to match my, you're right, to match my Name of the Wind title and the one that the third book hopefully will be released in when it's finally released. So I can put this on and get rid of my Wise Man Fear copy that does not match. If you don't know what Name of the Wind and Wise Man Fear is by Patrick Rothfuss, it is an epic, amazing fantasy. Book 1 and book 2 have been out for a while. I think it's been almost 10 years now, and we're still waiting for book 3, and it was what got me into fantasy. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's due for a reread. I actually think I'm going to need to reread. I think I'm going to reread some books that I loved becoming a mum to see if they still hit. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know down in the comments. Next up, we have Say You Swear and Promise Me Not by Megan Brandy. This is a football romance duology by Megan Brandy. It is called the, never remember their names, Avix Boys, I want to say, but let me just confirm that because I don't want to fuck it up. The Boys of Avix. This was really popular on TikTok for a while there. I got this with the same person that had all of the Frida McFaddens. She also had these romances I'm about to tell you about for $5 a pop. So I decided to just grab a couple of those as well while I was over at her house picking up the Frida McFaddens. I kind of shopped her shelves. So Say You Swear and Promise Me Not are also in there. I think this one's going to break my heart. It sounds very, very heart-tugging for someone who is a mother, but it follows a football star, and he dreamed of one thing in life, and that is to go to college, become a college footballer with all of his friends. However, he falls in love with somebody. That somebody is a single mom, but her heart belongs to the father of her child, who I believe died. It implies the ghost of the man that she fell in love with, so I think that he may have died. So pretty much he is now trying to get her to fall in love with him. She's saying go away to college and play football, and he can't because he's so in love with her. So I don't know, we're gonna give it a shot. It's quick. I have the audiobooks of these, so it shouldn't be too hard to FOMO buy, which is 90% of my shelves. But this one was a real FOMO buy, and that is Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I will be hopefully prioritizing this earlier in the year than later because I have such high hopes for this. I mean, it is severely hyped, which concerns me because I don't remember the last hype book I read that I actually believe deserved the hype. I think if I was to sit down and look at all the hype books I've read in the last 4 years, that's how he feels about it. But I would probably only enjoyed maybe 4 of them. I'm actually curious to look at that. I'm going to look at that. Those numbers, I'd be interested. So I'll put the number of books that I have read in the last 4 years that were hyped on like TikTok, YouTube, Bookstagram, TikTok, yada, 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 and how many of them I enjoyed. And Editing Crystal can see how we go. But my prediction is going to be less than 25%. Love Redesigned and Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I have not read a Lauren Asher. I've heard so much about Lauren Asher everywhere. Again, I just couldn't walk away. They were there. They were $5 each, brand new, unread. I just decided I would give it a shot for when I needed a romance. My romance shelf was looking pretty bleak after an entire year of reading romance, so I decided to put some new ones on there that I had heard a lot of good things about. And Lauren Asher is one of those authors that a lot of people said I would enjoy, and this series is one that a lot of people enjoyed that I trust. So there's some people on my mutuals that gave this like 4 and 5 stars, and they have enjoyed similar romances to me. So I figured I would give it a shot. I realized I didn't tell you what Night and the Moth is about, and it's because I have absolutely no fucking clue. I literally just purchased it because every man and his dog was reading it, and and giving it 5 stars. All I know about the Lakefront Billionaires series is our first book follows a nanny and single dad, I believe, and that's up my alley. I like to go into these kinds of romances pretty blind. I feel like this next one has no explanation needed if you've been around for a while and understand my reading taste when it comes to romances. You'll also question why I haven't already read this, and that is Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. I have not read this because I didn't own a copy, and I have been intimidated to pick this up because I know in the heart of heart, I am going to have a really, really good time with it. But there's a small percentage of me that worries I'm going to be disappointed. Bless you. So this follows a story where we have 5 brothers. There is Mason, who is the grumpy sunshine guy. We have Army, who's the single dad. Iron, who is going to go to prison. Dallas is the one that she hates, so there's like a love to hate relationship. And Trace, who used to be her boyfriend. She's about to leave, and then so one day she goes and sleeps on their couch. And then in the dark, someone comes to have a little fun, and she doesn't know which brother it is, but she knows that she wants it to happen again. So is it Trace, her ex-boyfriend? Is it one of the other 4 brothers? We don't know. We find out. I think at the end she probably ends up having some fun with all 5 brothers, because hence the title, but we'll find out. I'm going to have a fun time. I'm excited for this one, but nervous. And lastly, we have First Time Call Up by B.K. Borison. This is another romance that I picked up with all of the others. $5. I looked up the ratings for it. It seemed pretty high. I know nothing about it other than it is a talk show host on the radio romance. So we'll give it a shot. I hope I have a good time. I am not going to try and hold this stack up because I will hurt myself. I tried to do it for the, sorry, that book was going to fall on Ollie's head. I tried to do it for the thumbnail, and it was a very, very dangerous time. Let's just say 1 or more books did get injured in the process, myself included. And for those that are wondering about my little fall down the stairs moment, the bruises are starting to heal. I am feeling much better, but I have those ones, and then I have a giant one on my leg, which I cannot show you because I have jeans on, so I can't pull it up, and another one on my hip. But I am okay. So thank you for all those that sent me concerned messages on social media. I am fine, and Ollie is fine, as you have obviously seen. I don't want to appear that I've got free hands. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, bro. No one wants to see that. If you want to hear my thoughts on these books as I read them, my Storygraph is linked down below, as is my Instagram if you'd like to see behind the scenes stories and reviews on my other social media platforms. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great reading time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.